Hey YouTube, it's Mermaid Aura, and today I'm talking about making a Mersona. And so when you start thinking about making a Mersona, first you get the tail. You want the right color combinations for what you have in mind. So if you want to do something more like a siren, you want darker colors. And think of like the events that you want to do. So if you say you want something bright and something to do with kids, you want to keep it as bright as possible, and don't do a lot of darker colors. You want something bright and sparkly, something that kids really like, and and when you're going for something more classic, more classy, like a cocktail party or something like that, sometimes you want to accentuate. That's when you have your fancier tails. Sometimes you can use masks and other things for it. So, it's really fun to put together a Mersona because, you basically have unlimited choices on what you want to become. So you can become anything that you want as far as a mermaid. I mean, the combinations are really endless. So we'll start off with the tails. I mean, I have lots of different tails that I like to choose from. I mean, the the ones I use for kids are usually the lighter colors, and then the darker colors are usually more more for the serious functions like cocktail parties and stuff. I still like something flashy for those, but I really like to mix them up sometimes and take my time and think about what I'm doing before I put one together. So we'll look at my tails and show you what I'm talking about. Next, you want to put together a top. Now, you have your tail. You want the top that really matches what feeling you're trying to get across. So you want, if you're having a brighter tail, you want something brighter that stands out. And sometimes I like to use a little bit more flashy things, and I like my seashells. My seashells always have lots of sparkles on them, and I love I love different combinations on my tops and stuff. But that's usually what I do, and I'll show you my tops. And yeah, I really love putting together an outfit. That's my favorite thing to do, and I'll show you that in a minute. Next, you want to pick out your accessories. Your necklaces. Like I love a lot of sparkly necklaces, and things that this one's a flower necklace, and I really love that everything matches and stuff. So sometimes it's a little bit more fairy like and a little bit more wafty. I love doing like a lot of different things, like combinations. Sometimes I'll use like masks to go with, I'll match my accessories to go with, say, my masks and whatever event that I'm doing. So yeah, that's what I usually do, and I'll show you some of my accessories that I do have. Next, I usually think of my mask, and I really love my masks. I mean, my masks aren't really expensive. I mean, I can get really really good Mardi Gras masks at dollar store for like $1, and you know, I'll show you what I mean, but you know, you can just add little accents and stuff like that to your mask, and they look fantastic. I mean, the dollar store masks are like the best for that, and they're not very expensive either. I mean, you can you can go to the dollar store and get a super fancy looking mask for $1, and you know, that's fantastic because a lot of things add up as far as your expenses go when you're putting together a mermaid look. So I'll show you what I mean. Next, I like to accent my face because face accents can really pop out at when you're doing an event and stuff like that. If you don't have a mask, sometimes they really do help add a little bit more zip to your whatever you're doing. Say you want you want that extra spark and sparkle to come out. You know, you just add a little extra accents to your face, and usually I use nail glue because it seems to adhere really well, and it won't come off as easily when you're if you're doing an event where you're going to be hot outside and you're sweating and it's really gross and nasty, and but with the nail glue it doesn't usually come off, and you have to work at it. But I would really try it on your skin before you try the nail glue, because they're really for fingernails, for like a fingernail adhesives. But yeah, that's what I do for my face. Now next, I'm gonna talk about makeup. Like for my makeup, I usually I don't use a lot of makeup normally. I like to keep my face natural or natural colored, but then I use like actually lip makeup for my eyes, just because the regular eye makeup seems to dry out your eyes a lot faster. And I usually use the eyeshadow for my cheeks for the scales part, but you can see it gives it a little bit extra shine. And I just came back from an event today, so I still have my sparkles on and stuff, so that's why I still have my makeup on. But yeah, you can see with the scales on there like how it really pops. And usually I use a netting and then go over the netting with that. I mean, I might put that on a YouTube video like next time, but like not today, but because we're talking about putting together a Mersona, but the makeup is a big part of putting together a Mersona, so that's what I wanted to show you. Okay. Okay, now I want to talk about like chest accents. You know, you can go to Joann Fabrics and they have these inserts that like give you a little bit more lift underneath. Like if, say you don't have big seashells, you know, sometimes you can give a little bit extra lift, and they're usually like silicone gel things, and they're actually really super comfortable, but they really add to give you a little bit more lift, and it looks great when you're doing a show and stuff. So that's why I wanted to bring that up. But and I'll go through that some other time about that. But and sometimes you need some adhesives, especially if you're swimming. So yeah, But we'll go into that some other time. Next is wigs and hats, and when you're having your wig, you want to match your wig to match your outfit. So say you got a pink tail and it's really vibrant, and you got a pink top. You know, sometimes if you want a multicolor look looks good, or like something really vibrant. I like really vibrant, like wigs, and I'll show you like several Mersonas that I came up with, because you know, I've done this a little bit. I've done this for a while actually. I've gone to car shows. I've gone to I do gallery functions. I've done like all sorts of catering events and stuff, and you know, I do a few underwater things, and I really love the underwater stuff the most. But you know, mostly what I do is mostly land functions, so I don't really get a chance to film a lot of my land functions, because usually I'm the one on show, so it's not like I can do the filming while I'm being the mermaid. So it's like you're the center of everything that's going on, and you know, you want to really put yourself out there, and when you're out there, you want to smile, you want to like you want to be your best self when you're out there, and being a mermaid is really the best thing you can do, because you know, if you want to be shy, you can actually be shy, and it's okay, you know, or you can be as bubbly as you want to be, and you know, people like that too, you know. So mermaids are very versatile, and if you're feeling angry that day, be a siren, you know, just drown everybody. Kidding about that one, because we're mermaids. We don't drown people. Actually, sirens drown people, mermaids rescue people, just to clarify. So, yeah, that's. So you have different kinds of wigs, and I'll show you the kinds of wigs that I have, and maybe at the end I'll show you what kind of like Mersonas that I have, and then finally you want a backstory, a really good backstory to go with your Mersona, and a lot of it has to do with your name. So you really want to come up with a really good name. Like for one of my Mersonas, I came up with Finea. Finea is more like my siren personality, because she has like purple hair and and orange, multicolored. With I usually wear a mask with her, because she doesn't really show her emotions much. And then I have several other, like almost like a ballerina, like a really fun ballerina type character that she has rainbow hair, and she's just really fun, likes to play, hops around on her tail, and it's a really fun one to do. And then I have a hot pink character with a hot pink tail, and that one's it's really a pretty tail, and it's just nice and outgoing, not too over the top or anything like that. But I like that one too. That one's pretty beautiful. And then you know, I have so many combinations that I can do, that I love making a different theme every time that I have like an event. So that's what I like doing, and yeah, that's how you put together a Mersona. So you know, that'll give you some guidance to create your own Mersona, and you can really there's no limit to what you can come up with. I mean, you're basically the only limit is your imagination. So just be creative and go for whatever you want to do. Okay, thank you, YouTube. Thank you for visiting the Verb